What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back. Sooner Surge live show on this Saturday night. And got a lot to talk about tonight. Thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate you always being in the chat. And we already got some comments rolling in, but Sooner softball loses a tough game today against Texas. Texas finally clears that hurdle against Oklahoma, and they are in the semifinals. OU drops down to the losers bracket, has a tough road ahead, Jerm. Very tough road ahead. Gonna have to beat Kennedy twice. It's a brutal road. We'll see what happens.
There's any team that'll do it, it'll be OU. I promise you that.
Yeah. Also, Indiana looks like they're going to clinch. It's going to be Thunder Pacers Thursday night, baby. So
Thunder Cowboys. I agree. OU got beat in the first inning. I'm just curious what people's take are because the errors killed OU, but you cannot allow a 3-run bomb after the errors.
Hey,
that's on Witherspoon. Witherspoon, I didn't think pitched well at all. For a top 5 draft pick, he sold today when it got tough.
The errors did kill, but it's not like Witherspoon to allow 7 hits in 2 innings. So he didn't have his A game, that's for sure. Didn't have his A game. Did Longhorn Jay give OU some bad mojo today? I picked OU, but yeah, Longhorns beat him. No, softball's not done yet. Baseball's not done yet. They have to lose again, both of them. But both of them have tough roads ahead. Great God. Yeah, I think Kennedy looks strong too. I think we'll do our predictions at some point, but I don't know, man. I think that's a tough road for Oklahoma. I really do. OKC in 5, Gray God says. Understand we work weekends, hence why I try and save call-outs for football. There we go. He thinks he'll pull it out. Depends on who you ask. Yeah, it does. I'll say this. It's going to be very tough for baseball to come back. I don't think they can do it. And right now, I know I haven't made my prediction yet, but OU having to beat Kennedy twice, that's difficult road. I don't know, man. It's difficult road.
Difficult road, but you embrace the difficulty and you beat them. I mean,
well, yeah, Jerm, easier said than done. Okay.
Yeah, no.
She's the best pitcher in the game.
Got to beat the best to be the best, Jay.
I get it, Jerm. I'm just saying it's very difficult road ahead for him. That's why this game today was so important.
Was last year's a difficult road? This is what I hate when people say. Was last year's a difficult road? They're on the verge of elimination until Jada Coleman hit a tying home run. It was difficult.
It always is difficult. I'm not saying
it's always difficult. I mean,
I agree. I said it was difficult last year.
2 years ago in 2023, they had a beater at Stanford.
Now, this is a great question. Will this be the smallest market NBA Finals ever? It'll probably be the worst ratings since probably 2020. 2020 had awful ratings. That was, I think, was that
good. Let all the ratings drop. I don't care. Bring a ring and championship to OKC.
That's right. I don't care about ratings, to be honest.
Who cares about ratings?
I just care about rings, baby. And I don't get one as a fan, but I'll be loving it.
And while it may be the worst ratings, it's one of the best teams possibly in the history of the game.
It's not the best team in the history of the game.
One of the best teams in the history of the game.
It is. They're having one of the best seasons, yes. Oklahoma will be watching. That's right. KJ goated. Oklahoma will be watching. I'll be watching. Now, this is a great point. And I was going to get to this later in the show, but and you talk about this is for softball, but you could talk about it with any sport. If Texas make the finals that prove that we will need to pay top dollar for the best talent. I think take the word softball out of it. I think it's any sport. Now, some sports, it takes more than one player. I think in softball, you can get away with it by getting a stud pitcher, and they can carry you. They can carry you a long way in softball. In other sports, I think you need a little bit more around them.
Mez, today, Emmerling, they tried to steal on her every time, and they did. They were successful. She had a bad play on defense.
Been that way all year, though.
And then on offense, she had a sacrifice bunt, and then she bunted one, pop out, and then they pinch hit for her. But she hasn't been good. Neither has Sid Sanders. She finally got a hit today, but she was batting .77. So they got to hit the ball better. And Greg says, I hate that people are convinced that big market teams make a better finals. I mean, if you want to say product on the floor, it can be a great finals.
I don't think people are talking about better. I think they're talking about more people watch, more views for the big markets.
I don't think they're going down easy tomorrow. I think they're going to be Oregon. I think I
think they're beating Oregon.
Got winning it all. So,
I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Okay.
Yeah, you're not picking to win it all, even though you were 2 days ago. Go ahead.
I'm not picking them to make the World Series championship.
Even though yesterday you were.
It's different, Jeremy.
You flip flop flippity flop
no,
floppity
flip
flip
like
flip
flip
flop flippity flip flippity flop flop flip flip flop flippity flip flippity flop flop flip. That's you, dude. I stick with my picks, dude. I stick with my guns, boy.
Jerm, if OKC goes down 3-0 to Pacers, you picking them?
If that's who I pick, yes.
You don't think losing the first 3 games of the series would matter?
Why pick? I'll let you know if I'm picking OU tomorrow.
Jeremy,
tomorrow.
I picked OU to make it to the World Series championship and win it. I thought they would beat Texas and they would have 2 games. You picked them to
win it all, and now you're saying they won't even make the Women's College World Series finals. It's ridiculous.
Jerm, they have a tough road in front of them. I don't know if I can pick them to beat Kennedy 2 games in a row right now.
Cool.
Sorry.
Don't.
Yeah, get
exactly 918. Flip, flop, flippity flip, flippity flop, flip. I stick to my guns.
Wait. Hold up. 918 says, wait, Jason, you said you couldn't switch to Thunder over Nuggets. But I also thought the Nuggets were still going to win the game. That's different. That's the difference. I thought the Nuggets were still going to win. I mean, I said I couldn't pick them I think I picked them in 6. I couldn't say now I pick them in 7. But
hey, Chester, I'm curious when I interrupted my praise you were giving me the other day. I don't know what that's about. Hey, Jay, I'm not changing my pick on OU. I'll still pick OU baseball to win the regional. They might not, but I'm picking them. I mean, after today's outing, I'm still picking them, even though it was horrible. Horrible first inning. You can't have errors when you could get out of an inning. Facts. You cannot make errors when you could get out of the inning. Facts. And then Witherspoon, top 5 draft pick, can't allow a 3-run bomb with 2 outs. Facts. Just bad all around in the first inning.
Thunder and 4, Sooner Cowboys. It's not going to be 4 games, I don't think. But
Hey,
real quick though, let me say something.
Bevo won't make a bet because Bevo picked Minnesota, Bevo picked Denver, Bevo picked Denver in 5, 6, 7. It's hilarious. It's actually I get my laughs watching his comments. So,
well, I mean, Jerem, he's been missing for 4 days, and then Texas wins. Here he is.
He shows up.
Let me say this. I'm not saying OU can't make it the World Series and win the whole thing. That's not what I'm saying. I said, based on the way OU's hitting against some of these really good pitchers right now, Kennedy's on her. She almost looks unhittable right now.
UCLA hit 2 hits in the last inning on her.
They scored 1 run, Jerm. She's allowed 1 run in 2 games.
On her in the last inning, so she's
allowed 1 run in 2 games with like 20 strikeouts.
Time will tell, bud. You got to beat Oregon first.
I agree, but I don't know why you jump down people's throat because they pick against OU and you think, oh my gosh.
I jump down your throat because you change your picks. It's weak, dude.
Jeremy,
it's weak.
You've played baseball.
You're weak.
You've played baseball, Jerm.
And? I mean, what's that doing with changing picks?
When you drop down in the loser's bracket, most people, they pick you to win it, and you got to drop down the loser's bracket. They say, ooh, tough road ahead. I don't think I'm picking anymore. It's different, Jerm. You have to go through a lot more games now.
Jay,
what are you talking about?
Stop speaking for a second.
What are you talking about, dude?
If I was on the ESPN.
No, you listen to me. OU, if they would have beat Texas, how many games would they have had to win? Answer the question. If they would beat Texas today, how many would they have to win?
3.
No, to make the World Series championship. How many they
You
have
didn't
to win?
say that. They would have
How
had to
many?
win 1. 1.
How many did they win now?
3.
With the pitching staff that has only been pitching Landry.
Okay.
You don't think that's any harder than what? I don't understand what your argument is.
Can you shut up and listen? When did I say it's not more difficult? That's not the argument. The argument is, why do you just change your picks all the time? It has nothing to do. I don't care who you pick, but don't change them. It's weak. Duh. It's harder. This is harder to go through the loser bracket. Duh. I'm not an idiot, Jay. It's harder. It's harder. It doesn't mean I'm going to say, well, I'm going to change it. I'm going to pick Tech. I'm going to pick Tech.
I didn't pick Jeremy.
Weak.
All right. Is this better for you? I'm going to pick OU to win the World Series championship.
That's who you picked, yes.
Yeah, that is who I picked. I might be wrong.
Them.
I might be wrong, Jerm. Move on.
Yeah, I agree. Move on. Yeah, we are talking OU softball, as are a lot of people on here. If you don't like it, I guess. I mean, I'm sorry. Let's talk something else. Bring up a topic. It's not difficult. Say something in the chat. We'll talk about anything. It's Smorgasbord Saturday night. We've talked NBA. We've talked OU baseball. Wasn't pretty. We've talked OU softball. Couldn't hit when it mattered. What else you guys want to talk about? Inexperience with hitting in this environment. Even though yesterday they got some timely hits and even some freshmen, I mean, have hit. Yesterday, today they just didn't. Tegan, come on, shut them down when it mattered, period. They couldn't score runs. I'm not counting the team out. I'm just not going to do it. Not going to do it.
Nobody's counting them out.
If you're not picking them, you are. But go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's change the subject, man. Let's talk about something else.
I'm ready. I'm waiting.
What are you drinking? Brahms?
Cherry limeade.
Brahms overrated, don't you think?
On what? Ice cream, cherry limeade, what?
Can we talk BV's final year, he says. That remains to be seen on final year.
Any luck on John Hoover, Jay?
Hey, not yet. I mean, response, yes, but getting a time set up, no. So still waiting.
Yeah, Culver's is better. I agree. Culver's is way better.
There's a lot of people. Well, let me say this. Let me get to Greg out. Just ready for this Thunder Ship. Going to be a movie. Would never have thought if Katie left, we'd be here this fast. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people would have. I think I saw SEC podcast had George Stoy on. George Stoy interviewed. Yep. Talked about because when he was in SEC media days, he was getting all the people that were there as for media for each team. So good interview. He gave his prediction. What do you think he predicted for Oklahoma record wise?
9-3.
No.
8-4.
Yeah. That's why I think that's where a lot of people are falling right now is 8-4. Now it could go a little bit better than that. It can maybe go worse than that, but I think that's kind of the middle ground that a lot of people say is 8-4, kind of like if, it should be 8-4 at least. But I didn't listen to the whole interview. I did see there's a part, I haven't watched it. It was about Mateer or Arch Manning. I need to go back and watch it to see kind of who he thought on that. But I haven't watched it yet. So, hey, congrats, Sooner-thron. Congrats on the graduation. That's awesome. Awesome stuff. I
think
had
8-4
2 weeks ago. So
I think 8-4 is very, very good chance that's what it is. And then if things go your way, if you make big time plays and big time moments, you're 9-3 or 10-2. If you don't coach well in those moments and don't step up with players making plays, you can be 7-5. I don't think there's a world where they're 6-6.
Arbuckle character, at least in the few interviews I've seen, sounds like an OU head coach to me. Chester already saying, let's go. Let's get – Chester's ready.
Chester's got the Kool-Aid.
Hey, let's open the phone lines. You want to? Let's open them.
Go ahead.
Open the phone lines. Check out the FanStop, thefanstop.com. Code SURGE, 10% off your first 3 months. Sign up. Father's Day just around the corner. What better gift than get your father, or maybe your family can get you as a dad, then Shirt of the Month Club with the FanStop, thefanstop.com. 8-4 Brent V is done, Hudson says. Do you think? I don't think he's done at 8-4. They keep him.
Should be done, but they won't be done. 7-5 is when they would fire him, maybe.
Okay, let me ask this. I heard this today. I think it was a clip from Paul Feinbaum. You answer this question. And then chat, you can answer it too. Tougher first round matchup. Okay.
Okay.
For an SEC team. Texas playing Ohio State or LSU versus Clemson?
Texas, Ohio State.
A lot of people think Clemson's a tougher matchup.
I know why, because Clemson's have more veterans, more experience.
Yeah, a lot of people high on Clemson. A lot of people high on Klubnik there. Klubnik. I might be pronouncing it wrong. I don't know.
Hey, got Chester on the line.
We got Chester. What's up, Chester? How you doing?
Hey, is it working? I had to re-download the app and everything.
Oh, wow.
Is it working?
It's working good, man.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Hey, I just wanted to say that's what I was talking about with all our opponents this year.
Yep.
I guess who did you say said it was Pickle? I don't even know. Oh, I know who that is. That's that blonde dude, ain't it?
Yeah. He basically said what you've been saying for months.
Yeah, that's why I was saying this year, no excuse. Because I really go through the defensive line, guys. We haven't had a D line this deep since 07, maybe.
Probably 07, 08, maybe.
Yeah, even if we get injuries on the front four, we still have a great second four coming in. I think Stone's going to be the best defensive tackle we've had since Tommy Harris, who I think is the second greatest defensive lineman in OU history, by the way.
Yeah. What do you think?
He gets forgotten a lot.
He does. What do you think about Stone this year? Do you think he plays a lot?
I think he's going to blow up.
Do you?
Now, that's also going to depend on Jaden Jackson, because what I love about Jaden Jackson is he eats up a lot of blocks. And he's the reason why I think the D line is going to be good, because I've seen him on plays, even as a true freshman, where he's taken on both guards and the center, so he can eat up 3 blocks.
Yeah, he can. And
just imagine if PJ actually finally shows up. My goodness, you're going to have Jackson eating 2 blocks minimum, Stone probably eating the other 2, and then both Thomas and PJ are free to fly. This should be a great year. If it's not a great year, then I'm sorry. You guys are going to have to agree with me. The coaches suck.
Well, yeah, I would agree with that. I think Marvin.
Now, on the defense, I think the coaching is good minus Valai. However, to be fair, cornerback is very difficult to play. I hated it when I had to play corner. That was not easy.
You got to have.
And that was back when football was a lot easier, not this spread crap. So corner, I feel sorry for cornerback. But go ahead. Sorry.
I think Marvin Jones Jr. is going to be the starter opposite Thomas.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Is even if PJ doesn't explode and finally show his talent, you got Jones out there too. This is what I'm saying. Just list the names on the D line.
Oh, they're loaded. They're loaded 2-3.
There is no excuse this year.
And everybody in the SEC, like Cole Cup, they're all saying OU has the best D line right now. So
talent-wise, this might be the greatest defensive line we've ever had. This is deep.
It is. Now you got to see it on the field with everything else with it. That's what you got to see. And you're right. They got to win games, period. You're right.
Right. This is the one area where we haven't had in 15 years why we could never win a chip. So I know Mateer's kind of like a wait and see. He is good, but is he good enough? I get that. But we had no offense last year and somehow squeezed out 6 wins. So no excuses this year. Boomer Sooner, baby.
Hey, thanks, Chester.
Hey,
have a good night, man.
We're going to go from Chester to KB, but on the corners needing to step up, if the D line is as advertised, they won't have to. They're still going to have to step up, but not as much pressure will be on them. Let's get to KB. It's been a while, man.
What's up, KB? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. I just tuned in tonight. I'm not a big basketball or softball fan, so I kind of been bowing out for a little while, but I see there's a little football talk tonight.
Oh yeah.
You want the spoiler on what Stoya said? I watched it just a while ago.
About the comparison with Mateer and Arch.
Yeah.
What I could probably guess, but what did he say?
He said it depends. He said under the circumstances that OU is in this year, even though both of them is a little bit of a gamble, he would take Mateer because he has experience. But if you didn't have the coaching and the must-win situation, Arch has got the higher ceiling and would be what he went with.
Well, yeah, that's the safe answer. Right. Who said that? George Stoya?
Yeah, he's the one. Eddie. Yeah, it's George. Yep.
Yeah, George.
Yeah, I mean,
SEC podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a surprise. I mean, I think obviously Arch Manning has the higher ceiling.
So he was just basically saying, the situation's kind of, if it was normal, whatever he said, but being that you need wins right now, he said he thinks that Mateer is the better choice. He said, but both of them are a little bit of a gamble. He said, the gamble on Arch is it's going to be his full first season, and the gamble on Mateer is he's going to be playing way stiffer competition than he has been, and he thinks people kind of ignore that a little bit. And he said it's going to be different.
Yeah, the thing about Arch that's that's you got to kind of wait and see on him is like they don't get no cupcakes to start off. It's like
no.
So he's gonna have to be ready game one. That's the thing. You don't have any kind of cupcakes before.
No warm-ups. Yeah.
If he's the real deal, you'll know early.
Well, and I think I'm hoping about Arch is, and whether people think so or not, he's not your typical going into college quarterback. He's probably been
there
humbled about this stuff his whole life. Yeah, exactly. That's why you don't care about being on. They interviewed him about, he declined being on the EA 26 cover.
Yeah.
He said, man, I don't need all that. He says, man, I that's not important to me. So he's got
pressure.
So he's pretty cool headed. We just got to see how he handles it on the field. But yeah, he's in the right place if he can. He just needs to I think he needs to get a couple of 2 or 3 games under his belt, to be honest with you. And the first one's going to be tough, but Ohio State's not what they were last year either. So, I mean, it's going to be pretty evenly.
They haven't replaced a lot.
It's not like he's going to have to go with what was on the field last year, but they're still going to be good. But so it ought to be all right. We'll see.
That's right. Hey, appreciate you, KB. Good to hear from you, man.
You bet. I hope everything's well with y'all.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Hey, Jay, you know what tomorrow is?
Tomorrow's Sunday, June 1st.
June 1st.
Yeah.
Getting close to August, isn't it?
Hey, you're also getting close to June 6th, June 20th, which is some big-time recruiting weekends for Oklahoma. I saw somebody putting earlier about the YouTube video from Deuce. I have not watched that. I need to go check it out. But let's get to Colin. Colin, you're on the line. What's up?
What's up, guys?
What's going on, man?
Just watching that that Pacers game. In my head, I just see no way Pacers can beat the Thunder in a 7-game series.
Yeah, they can, but I don't think they will. But anything can happen.
I just go back to who OKC has played versus who Pacers have played. OKC battled through Jokic in Denver and Anthony Edwards in Minnesota.
Yeah, but what do you think about the matchup with Nembhard and SGA? I
don't think Pacers have a single guy that can guard SGA.
Jay, if you think Nembhard is better than Jaden McDaniels defensively, you're wrong.
I think Nembhard's pretty good.
He's not better than Jaden McDaniels, Jay.
I'm not saying he's going to stop SGA. I asked what you thought of the matchup.
It'll be good.
I think it'll be good. I think OKC in 6 is where I'm going right now.
Yeah, I could see it going 6, but if I had to put money on it, I'd probably say 5 because I think I think it's basically like the Minnesota series where we win both at home, split the series on the road, and then come back home and win. Just because I think defensively, yes, Pacers look good against the Knicks, but the Knicks defense is nothing compared to what OKC defense is going to bring.
That's true.
I saw Pacers turn the ball over a lot. Halliburton's not a good off the dribble shooter, and Lou Dort's going to be on him, like white on rice. Caruso's going to be on him.
Where you have to make sure they don't get transition because they do have a really fast offense.
And that's the other thing I'm worried about is their shooters, because I feel like Indiana Pacers shooters are really good.
Yeah.
Spot up shoot. It reminds me of like the Dallas Mavericks, where like they just have people sitting on the 3-point line that can just knock it down, and that's where OKC hurts themselves most series is when we're overly aggressive and we just leave those corner shooters open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to guard the corner shooters.
Can't do it.
Can't wait till Thursday, man.
Are you going into games, Colin? Are you going?
Probably not. I saw like the prices where I sat for Game 5 is now like $800 to like $900.
Unbelievable, man!
Insane.
Crazy
and then like
stuff.
lower bowl seating's already like over $1,000. So I'll probably just watch from home.
Yeah. I'll be watching from home. So I'm gonna go to the parade if they win. I'll be there.
I think would have to have a Shooter Surge meetup at the parade.
That would be cool. I'd be down for that. Oh yeah.
All right.
Hey,
I'll see you guys.
Colin. Have a good one. Hey, I'm going to get to trivia, guys. Let me get to trivia. Trivia question night. Make sure you check out the Fanstop, thefanstop.com. Like I said earlier, it's Father's Day. If you're not signed up for it, tell your family, get you signed up for it for Father's Day. Here's the trivia tonight. What year did the NBA Finals switch the format from 2-3-2 to 2-2-1-1-1? What year?
What year?
Yeah.
It's a good question, Jay.
Yeah, and I'll give you a hint right now. The last time the Thunder played in the finals, it was 2-3-2, and that hurt them because they lost game one. They won game one against Miami, and then they lost 3 in a row, I think.
Hey, Danny's going once in a lifetime opportunity. I took 2 of my boys to game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, and it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. It was great. It was
Look at that. Bevo's bodyguard got it. 2014 is correct.
Well, I actually deleted his last comment.
He got it correct. 2014 was the year. Thunder.
But we'll give the point to NIL commish because Bevo's bodyguard's other takes are awful. You got to take a point away. Miles Turner as an MVP, please, dude, please.
2012.
Have you watched any NBA basketball? Obviously not. If you're picking Miles Turner for the MVP.
Yes, it's fine. Hey, I also pulled something up. I want to read this. Okay, hang on. I want to read this because I thought if you're let me do a shameless plug here. Shameless plug for Sooner Surge Unlimited. Don't really do this very often, but I'm going to plug it. Get Sooner Surge Unlimited. Sign up for the Discord. We were talking about Discord. We're talking about in the Discord tonight about ratings, the NBA ratings for this postseason, for the finals, if it's Pacers Thunder. Listen to these ratings, okay? Last year, average 11.3 million viewers, and it's pretty average around that number. Back till 2020, that was the bubble, 7.45. It dropped way down. But listen to this. And then from there on, it's 11, 12, 15. Golden State years, it was in the 20s. But the Bulls years, when Mike MJ played back in the day, 29 million viewers, 25 million viewers, 24. Guys, I did not realize how much the NBA had fallen off as far as ratings in the last 10 years. It's really fallen just overall.
Part of it's the style of play, Jay, and the flops and the hey, Colin and Daniel. It's ridiculous that TNT is done. It's ridiculous.
It's sad, but they're not really done. It's in TNT's done. They're going to be on ESPN next year, same show.
Yeah, I get it, Jay, but you got to listen to Doris Burke these finals again.
No, but what I'm saying is the Inside NBA on TNT is done, but they'll be on ESPN doing the same thing. It might look different, but
and Daniel's right. Viewing habits are different. Like back then, you had to watch the game. Like it's different.
Yeah, viewing habits are different. You're right. That's correct. OKC's Aaron Wiggins saved basketball, so yeah.
Colin,
You got to give.
Tegan Kavan had the option of not pitching today, and she said she wanted the ball, and she shut down OU when it mattered. When they had 2 on and a chance to win the game, she struck out the side in the last inning. Struck out the side.
Yeah, great performance by Kavan, man. Great.
But it's not over yet. It's not over yet.
Yep. So
until it's over, it's not over in softball for OU.
A lot more people just watch highlights. How does the ratings work? Like when they do
I'm not in that.
Because a lot of people stream it on their phone now. I mean, I guess that counts as a rating. You're watching the game. I don't know how that works, man. I really don't. Can't stand the NBA, Ron says.
All of them count, Hunter says. All of them count.
There we go. So,
Jay, any shot OU baseball? I mean, I picked them, so I got to stay with my pick. But
here's the problem. Your best pitcher,
Crossland, and then bullpen game. The next 2 games.
More than that, they have 3 games.
True.
They have to win 3.
Malachi might could pitch again. No.
Yeah, he could pitch again if it was last game of the series.
Yeah.
But it's very tough. Yeah, Topic looks good. He looks
not the way I expected the game to go today when you have your ace.
No, and North Carolina pounded the ball and not good. So
Purple says Thunder basketball is the epitome of Oklahoma. In what way? What do you mean by that? You're talking about how they play, share the basketball. Oklahoma is a community who supports each other through tough times. I'm trying to. Is that what you're saying, Purple?
You know what's crazy is in the finals now you have 2 teams that I would say are true like teams as far as the way they play the basketball game. They share the ball
Not
well.
much ego. Yeah.
Both teams are kind of they're both young.
They're both young. They're more like college teams.
They're both young too.
Yeah.
Did you ever think Halliburton would be this good?
I knew he was always filthy good with assist. Filthy
he was
good.
Just
a good point guard. I didn't think he'd be as good of a scorer as a shooter.
Yeah, he's good at just mid-range driving in there and he'll pull up and floater. He's got a good game there. So
I think he's quicker than Anthony Edwards. I know you disagree with me.
Eric was talking about that in the Discord. We kind of went back and forth on it. I think he'll pull up for more threes.
What was he saying?
That be a tougher matchup for Dort than Edwards.
Well, I said that last week, Jay.
You just kind of said it. You just kind of agreed with him, though, with the quickness.
No. My point is, I said that last week, and you laughed and said Ant-Man is way quicker, and everyone else who was all googly-eyed, drooling their mouths on Anthony Edwards. Now they say Halliburton's better than him.
Nobody said he's better. Don't take things the wrong way.
Okay.
He is perfect. Mentality is perfect. Mess isn't even a fan, but he's rooting for OKC. So you got this is it. The week it starts this week, this Thursday. You got OU football. We're into June 1st now. You got recruiting starting to pick up. I think how many guys do they get over the next week and a half, 2 weeks? That's going to be the interesting thing. This Deuce guy, do they land him? I saw somebody put about the YouTube for Ohio State and OU.
What does this mean, Jay? Porter Moser Stan says, wish our athletic department would take OU baseball seriously.
Well, I think
money-wise or what?
Well, yeah. I think when you look at OU baseball and OU basketball, it's similar trends compared to other sports. Like, I don't think OU baseball and OU basketball get fed money like the other SEC teams do in those sports.
Apparently OU football as well, Jay's broke, everyone says.
I don't know, Jeremy.
I mean, they didn't lose tonight because of that. They didn't play well tonight.
Well, you know what sucks is it opened up for them. And if they were to get past the region,
Absolutely opened up.
Oregon
That's the
lost.
frustrating part.
They would have been bidding to get a host if they could win. I mean, it's not over, but it's tough road for sure ahead. Deuce is visiting LSU with this weekend with Bo Bentley. God, you can't let LSU land.
Cannot. You really got to get Deuce. Got to.
We talked about this last night a little bit with Jaden O'Neal or Bo Bentley. Which way are you leaning right now? Let me ask you this: one of them or none of them? Are you leaning
one? They're going to get one. I
Which
think.
one are you leaning?
Bo Bentley.
Me too.
Porter Moses said they didn't have a working ice maker last year. Also, still have porta potties in the LDL. They lack talent.
Well,
that's the biggest thing. Skip is a great coach, but only so much he can do.
Hey, the other thing is this: Skip won't be around much longer if they don't put a little more into it. My opinion. I know you may differ, Germ. I just think he's passed up some jobs. Another year or two, if he gets offered a pretty big job, I don't know. I could kind of see him leaving. Maybe not, but Daniel says both of them. 918 no shot at Deuce. 918's pretty in the know as far as the recruiting. So
I still, maybe Porter Moserstein will call in, but I don't know that. Maybe I'm wrong here. Porta potties and ice makers have nothing to do with winning baseball games.
But they do have to do with getting players, though. Facilities matter a little bit, Jerm.
Carmichael any good?
No, they got good players, Jerm. I'm not saying they don't have any good
Witherspoons?
players. I'm not saying they don't have any good players. I mean,
yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't know. It just seems like another thing where if they win, there's no issue. When they lose, it's a money issue. A lot of people say. And I don't follow OU baseball very much at all, so I can't really comment on it, and I won't, because I'd probably be. All I know is tonight, I didn't think Witherspoon pitched well. The defense was bad early; it killed them, but the 3-run bomb killed them just as much.
well, hey, Porter Moserstein, we may be in the minority here. I mean, we're talking about this. I just got a couple of texts saying no chance he leaves. So I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority. Maybe we are. But I just think you got to start feeding something into there, because then when other teams start calling, it looks pretty intriguing. Is all I'm saying.
Well, Porter Moser last year voiced displeasure. It was clear. Have you heard Skip ever voice any kind of displeasure like that?
I haven't listened to enough interviews. I can't really comment. So can't really comment on that. Now, Sooner Cowboys ready to get a new coach. Sooner Cowboys done.
Today, though, this weekend so far, I think the decisions on pitching was fine.
They were set up to be in a good spot.
They were in a good spot, Jay. The first inning, they're done.
Yeah. But this team defensively hasn't been
good, Jay.
Year. And you know what? When you get into postseason, you can go back to Pee Wee football, Little League baseball. It doesn't matter. When you get into the real games in the postseason, defense, man, defense wins.
Hey, Trojan, I was lobbying for Moser to be fired. What do you mean postseason run? They didn't make a run. Have not heard anything on Bo yet. Have not. No, Chester, thanks for the super. Says no excuses. Playoffs or fire them all. Boomer Sooner. Appreciate the super.
Thanks for the super, Chester. Appreciate it. How are those XP points going tonight, guys? Yeah, the Hogs were up 4-0 last I saw, Ron. I'd have to check to see if they won, but they were up 4-0. I assume they won. They got a good squad, so I think they're going to win the regional. See what happens in the super regional. I tell you, the Omaha shirts here are everywhere. They wear those. Man, Arkansas, they are a huge basketball fan base, and they are a massive baseball fan base. And they like their football, but I feel like the basketball and baseball over here is just in a different level.
Easton Webb is the guy from Sand Springs, if I'm not mistaken. Also a baseball guy, but No, you got to get Bentley. You got to get Bentley.
What do you think? Well, we can talk about this tonight. OSU baseball commit, Hunter says.
Yeah, he's not playing football at OU. I mean,
I don't know anything about him. So 9.5-point favorite game 1. Surprised? I think that's about right.
That's a lot, Jay. That's a lot. I was expecting about 6 or 7. It's a lot.
Do the Arkansas residents like the Thunder? Yes. There's actually a good number of them. If you're an NBA fan, a lot of them around here are pulling for the Thunder just because the vicinity of it. It's kind of like, now I wouldn't say the majority are, but I do see a lot of Thunder fans. I see more Thunder fans here than I do like OU fans because you have a football team in Arkansas. You don't have an NBA team. And the other thing is this. Arkansas is such a big basketball fan base. When their players go to the NBA, they follow them. Just like the OU fans have become Buccaneer fans because of Baker Mayfield. Jalen Williams was so loved here in Arkansas, just loved that they love him on the Thunder, Isaiah Joe. So you have that too.
Hey, I saw the comment about Arkansas puts a lot of money in their baseball program with 0 natties. Guys, if you're comparing OU baseball to Arkansas baseball, it's ridiculous. Arkansas supports baseball almost as much as they support football. I'm talking about a fan base. Arkansas baseball has always been that way. Like, you're not going to just manifest that in Oklahoma, and it doesn't have to do with the money, in my opinion. It's a football school.
Yeah, Fort Smith guys, Jalen Williams. Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's a lot of fans adore him over here in Hogland. Who cares about the piggies? Who cares about the piggies? This little piggy went to market.
I actually agree with Bevo's.
This little piggy stayed home. Does anybody ever do that anymore? Is that that's like an old thing?
This little piggy had roast beef.
This little
piggy had none. And what did this little piggy do?
Wham, 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 all the way home.
Yeah, that'll be Bevo's bodyguard when OU beats Texas in the Red River rivalry this year.
David Stern punching air. There's some funny comments on here.
Adam Silver?
I don't know. Jimmy, they might, but there's a lot of other fan base that hate the Sooners way worse than the Hog fans.
Oh, yeah.
But there are some of them that do. I wouldn't deny that. I just think there's a lot of them that don't really care about OU fans. They don't hate them or love them. It's just kind of like they hate a lot of other fan bases worse than OU. So what shirt you got on today? Is that an OU shirt?
It's an OU softball shirt, Jay. I guess I jinxed them.
You did.
You're right, Purple. YouTube raises kids, not parents. That's right. It's sad. It is a sad state.
Well, we're on YouTube.
Correct. And hey, I will say this, because I do know kids watch, and because it's what I stand for, that's why we don't allow profanity. That's why we don't allow personal attacks.
Hey, is that a Chick-fil-A cow up there?
It is.
Why?
It's a canvas painted because someone gave it to me.
Why?
Because we're Chick-fil-A. Because we're Chick-fil-A people, Jay.
But why?
You know where I ate last night in Oklahoma City?
Wait, real quick. Why do you?
Real
quick. Why is it posted on your wall though?
I just put it in the backdrop.
I bet I could guess where you ate. Chicken and pickle.
Nope. We went to Oklahoma City for it was Stars Mile Night, so two of my sons ran.
Give me a hint.
Dave's Hot Chicken.
What? That's not a hint. You told me.
Again, I'm going to use the term poultry adultery. I feel like I'm cheating on Chick-fil-A, but Dave's Hot Chicken was better. Dave's Hot Chicken is, if you've never had Dave's Hot Chicken,
most places are better than Chick-fil-A. I'm not going to lie. Chicken places. I'd put quite a bit ahead of them. Now, Chick-fil-A breakfast, that hits a little bit different. But Chick-fil-A lunch, nah.
Look at this question from Blake. End of the year, who has more respect on the national level? Jackson are you talking about end of this coming year? Well, for one, Rob as RB2 is not going to have near the respect as Jaden Jackson would get. Jaden Jackson. And Xavier Robinson is really, with the addition of Ott, people aren't talking about Xavier Robinson. I really hope Ben Arbuckle uses 2 back sets a lot.
I think Rob would have to have a massive year because Jackson's already has more respect on a national level.
Yes.
Like Rob would have to jump way up there. Hey, I saw the comment about Arnold. You would think BV would have so much dialed up for him to confuse him. You hope and think, but does Jackson Arnold start, Jerm?
I have no idea. I don't follow Auburn, nor do I care if Jackson Arnold starts. It's the same thing with Dylan Gabriel. I don't care about Jackson Arnold. He doesn't play for OU.
Are you gonna go to the game? That game, maybe autograph or anything? Or no?
I don't. Unlike Hunter and others who love following Dylan Gabriel, rooted for him and hoped that he won the whole thing, I'm not that way, Jay. I don't do that.
No more Jackson Arnold poster in your room?
Never had one. And no, I don't care. He doesn't play for OU, dude. He doesn't play for OU.
Had to do it.
Hey, he was the guy that I thought would be really good, Greg, and I was wrong. But guess what? At least I didn't say trade J-Dub and Chet. Ouch. Maybe the worst take of all time. Trade J-Dub and Chet.
Hey,
you can never win it. You can never win a Western Conference Finals with J-Dub as your second scorer. You just can't do it.
Hey,
ooh, bad take.
Oway coming back to Kentucky.
Bad takes Saturday night. Let's get them. Let's hear them. I've said plenty. Jackson Arnold and the Heisman talk, bad take.
Oway coming back to Kentucky. Their roster, I think I heard
I wonder how much they paid him.
I heard a number that their roster is. They're spending a ton of money. Kentucky, man.
Austin, they were silenced. They were silenced, but then if he has a bad game, they won't be silenced anymore.
Now, Porter Moserson said OU hoops will.
Will what?
I'm not sure which one.
Greg,
no, I think
but here's the deal, Greg. I said I was wrong with Jackson Arnold. You absolutely said J-Dub was trash. Come on, man.
Hey, Porter Moserson, I don't think that's a bad take. I think they could be. Yeah. Where you
I
at?
would not trade J-Dub and Chet for Giannis right now. I wouldn't do it for Giannis.
Have you heard the teams that are maybe going to get Giannis? Have you heard the Spurs? Him and Wemby?
Yeah, that'd be elite, Jay.
And the other one, they said
don't rule out to beat OKC.
The other one, they said don't rule out Celtics. Celtics have a lot of picks they can give up. Apparently, I think it was Brian Windhorst talking about it. So,
really,
that'd be interesting. Has there ever been a quarterback that's had as bad of a season as Jackson Arnold transfer? That's a great question.
Trevor Knight had a phenomenal game and then played at OU and then transferred and didn't have much of a season at A&M.
Well, he's talking about a bad season.
I was doing the opposite, Jay. I'm trying to think.
In the transfer portal era, at
OU?
No, not at OU, just in general. The guy for Ohio State, McCord, Kyle, he
had an okay year at Miami.
No, Syracuse, you mean?
I mean, sorry, Syracuse.
Yeah.
I got one for you. Will Howard.
Was he bad? He wasn't bad at K-State.
No, but he had a lot better season, didn't he, at Ohio State?
Yeah, but he wasn't bad.
Oh, Blake. Yeah, but Blake, yeah. Caleb wasn't anyway. Jay, I know you wanted to talk about Caleb the other day. You think he's not going to have a good year this year?
Germ.
What?
Hey, come on now. I did not say I wanted to talk about Caleb in here tonight.
You mentioned it in the text the other day.
That was a text to you, and it was not. I wasn't saying let's talk about this on the show.
You don't think he's going to perform well, do you?
I've said for years I don't think Caleb Williams will ever win the Super Bowl. I think he's never.
What about this year? What makes you think this year is just going to be bad?
I didn't say it was going to be bad. I just don't think he's going to live up to the hype of what everybody wanted him to be in the NFL.
Okay.
And that equivocates to wins is what I'm mainly looking at there. But that's a tough question. Garrett Gilbert, Bevo said,
no one's ever been Jackson Arnold bad, so it's kind of hard to answer that.
I don't know. Eric Moore.
He didn't train. He was Jackson Arnold bad, but he didn't train.
Eric Moore was pretty bad. If anybody's on here, remember those days. Eric Moore was not good.
Those are bad, Jay. Those are bad offensive days.
You know who else at OU was? You know who else at OU was bad? That kind of got the Jackson Arnold hype, but not as hyped.
Who's that?
And you could say part of it was coaching, just like you could say this year with Luttrell, because this guy transferred. Oh, I got one. This might be the one. He didn't go to a big time school. He went to Murray State, but Justin Fuente wasn't doing very good at Oklahoma. And he transferred out, went to Murray State, small school, but he put up big numbers. Do you remember
Rattler also didn't live up to the hype.
Do you remember the hype with Fuente, though? I watched Fuente in high school. The dude was unreal.
He was great.
And then he got to OU. They couldn't move the ball at all. That was the Blake years. But that's a good example.
That was the Blake years.
Whoa,
Seatbelt Mafia. Wait, we went to a game at Broken Arrow at Old Kirkland Field. Was it 5-2?
I believe so, but that wasn't Fuente.
Union beat BA 5-2.
Fuente was scoring 55 on a BA. But was that did Deron Cherry play with Fuente?
I think Deron Cherry did.
Running
Not
back.
Jerome Janae wasn't with Fuente.
No. He's a lot older.
Yeah.
I thought Deron Cherry was a running back, but maybe I'm wrong. Seatbelt Mafia may know, but that team set all kinds of records. You're right.
Yeah, they did.
Hey, they didn't even need a coach. Do you remember he would line up Fuente and be like, "Yeah, I'm going to do." He's calling everything, man. Nowadays, you got to look at the sideline. Hey, what's the coach? What's play? Back in those days, the quarterbacks had full range of the offense. Now, I think you see a lot more coaches calling the plays.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Bill Blankenship was the coach. Hey, a Saturday night where OU softball loses, OU baseball loses, the Knicks lose the Eastern Conference Finals, and now the finals are set. It's OKC and Indiana starts Thursday night. But OU softball back in action tomorrow as well. They got to beat Oregon to move on. Tyler Gooch.
He was good, man. He was good. Tyler Gooch. Who was the running back?
Spencer McElwain. That
passed away. Passed away, man.
Spencer McElwain, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate everyone that joined us tonight. Thanks to Chester for the $2 super. Appreciate it all. Good conversations tonight, as always. Hit the like before you leave. We really appreciate it. We're getting close to 6,000 subscribers. You can help by doing a little share action and share it with others. But thanks for joining us tonight. Have a great rest of the Saturday night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a super Sunday.